Congratulations on joining Keller Williams Realty Partners and making a great business decision. I wish I were here with you today in person, but I wanted to make sure that I went through your paperwork with you so that you got off to a great start. So in front of you, you'll have your papers, and the first one will be your W-9. So if you'll just take a look and make sure that the Social Security number is correct, and then sign right here. The next document is your Market Center location disclosure. This says that there are multiple Keller Williams offices in Metro Atlanta and that this is the best one for you. Next we have our billing and accounts receivable. So this is the list of the items that we went through when we talked. So the breakdown of the $90 per month. And then for the first month that you're joining, it will just be $60 because everybody hasn't really caught up with you yet, and this is a pass-through cost. So if you'll just sign at the bottom. Our monthly agent billing payment plan, bills come out on the 10th, they'll be emailed to you, and they're due on the 20th. We do clear out our agent receivables every single month because we are a profit-sharing company. So you have a couple of options on how you can pay for that. So if you check the gray box, that will charge your credit card for the $60 setup fee, and there's no convenience fee for that. The white box would allow you to charge it to your credit card every single month. There is a $4 convenience fee attached to that. What most of our agents do is they don't check the white box and they reserve the right to bring in a check. Now, if you don't bring your check in by the 20th, on the 21st, Sandy's going to bill your credit card anyway. So it's kind of a little fail-safe for you. So if you'll just sign and then fill in your credit card information at the bottom. The next form is our binding sponsorship agreement form. So we are a profit-sharing company, and profit share works like this. It's a thank you for helping the company grow. So it's a snapshot in time. On the first page, there's an outline of what constitutes your sponsor. So if you will just please read through the paragraphs, and it's kind of a read it and then initial next to it, read it, got it, read it, got it as you go through. That should really clarify for you who your sponsor is and who Keller Williams Realty International should thank for bringing you to our company. On the top of the second page, you'll actually write in the person's name that's responsible for you being here today. And if they're already with Keller Williams, then you can put an NA in the substitute sponsorship component. If they're not with Keller Williams, then we'll guide you through how to handle that process. And then initial on the way down. And then page 3 says that you can only change your sponsor if there's a clerical error and then only within 90 days. So you're going to get an email that says, welcome to Keller Williams Realty International and congratulations on naming whoever as your sponsor. If you get the email that says congratulations on joining and naming Susie Jones as your sponsor, please let us know right away so that we can fix that for you. Your sponsorship will only change if you leave Keller Williams for 9 months or longer. You would choose a new sponsor when you arrived. But if you left for a week and then came back, you would fall back into the same sponsorship line that you're in now. You will receive an online confirmation of your sponsor. And then that lower section just says that Keller Williams Realty International monitors the profit share system, but they're not guaranteeing that you'll ever make any money with it. On the back page is the designation of beneficiary. So after 3 years and 1 day, you would be completely vested. No matter where you go or what you did, you would continue to receive your profit share. If you were to die, which I don't recommend, you would become immediately vested, but that's a tough way to become immediately vested. Then the question is, who will you name as your beneficiary? If you're not here to get your money, who gets it for you? So we just need you to write the name of the beneficiary and the relationship to you. And then at the bottom, if you will just sign under associate signature and fill in the executed and agreed to date, you will be set on that one. I do need to tell you though, here's what's going to happen as you move forward in your real estate career. You're going to be sitting at a closing and your co-op agent is going to say, oh, you're with Keller Williams. How do you like it? And of course you'll say, oh my gosh, I love it. I love the training. I love the culture. I love Stephanie. Just thought I would throw that in. Whatever you love most about Keller Williams, you would just respond to their question. And then your big line would be, would you be offended if I had Stephanie call you? Now, even if they don't want me to call them, they wouldn't really be offended by that. So then that opens the door for me to place a call to them. I'll sit down with them. We'll talk about their business. We'll talk about where they are, where they want to go. If it's a fit and I invite them to join the company, then I'm going to say, tell me who's responsible for you being here today. And of course, they'll say you were because you were an extraordinary co-op with them. So that would be how your profit share, how you would begin to participate in the profit share system. The next form is your authorization agreement. And the question there is, where would you like us to put your profit share once you begin earning the money? So we're looking for the name of the bank. The name on the account, is it checking, savings, the routing number, and the account number, and then your signature at the bottom. Your independent contractor agreement is the next document, and I call this our prenup because this talks about what happens should we ever decide to go our separate ways. So it starts out very similar to everyone else's in that it says if you ever leave Keller Williams Realty, you can no longer use our logo. I'm not sure why you would want to, but you cannot. Then it moves into a very different than every other independent contractor agreement that I've ever seen. There are three key areas. One, what happens to your listings if you change companies? Two, what happens to your database? And third, how do you get paid? So you remember from pre-license, of course, that the listings belong to the broker, and most independent contractor agreements say just that. The listings belong to the broker. While it's customary in the industry for brokers to allow the agents to take the listings with them, it's this awkward conversation when you go in. You never know if they're going to choose to make an example of you and keep your listings. So our independent contractor agreement says that if you ever change companies, we recognize that real estate's a local business and people list with you because of you and not because of the company that you're with. And so up front we say if you ever make a change of companies, your listings go with you. No awkward conversation. The second thing is that we recognize your database as your intellectual property and we'll never market to your database. So we don't play that great game called orphan clients where we call and say, hey, Susie's no longer with us, but Jane can help you. So we'll never market to your database. The third component of the prenup is how we'll pay you on your pending transactions when you made a change. So we're going to pay you exactly as if you were still here. So if you're on a 70-30 split, then we're going to pay you 70-30. If you've already capped and you're on 100%, we're going to pay you 100% on that. So the bottom line is it's just as easy to go as it is to arrive at Keller Williams. And remember, our objective is to build a company that nobody ever wants to leave and nobody ever has to leave for more opportunity. So if it's not a fit, we recognize that and it just becomes a business transaction. So take just a moment, hit the pause button, and look over the document and then hit resume when you're ready. The Schedule 1 is referenced in that independent contractor agreement that you read very carefully. And so we're going to mark the 70-30 split with a non-guaranteed cap. That means that the revenue to the market center is not guaranteed. If you were not to pay in your full 15 and your full 3, you do not owe the difference. It would just roll over and you would start again. At any time, if you decide that you would like to go on a higher split, you can certainly do that. We'll look at your previous 12 months gross commission income and evaluate whether you would have capped on a higher split. Remember, on the higher split, it becomes a guaranteed cap. So from our perspective, it doesn't matter if you're on a 70-30 or a 90-10. $18,000 is the maximum that you would ever pay to the company. The new agent productivity coaching program, this is a recap if you're just entering the business of our productivity coaching program, which gets you up and running very, very quickly. So it's 5% of your gross commission income, only paid when you have a closing, full 12-month coaching program. So if you cap in 6 months, you still continue to coach for an additional 6 months. Your personal real estate policy form, we encourage our associates to buy and sell real estate. It's what you're an expert in. So it's a great way to build passive income. 2 transactions a year where you are principal. You're not responsible for the 30% company dollar. Everybody pays royalty on everything until you're capped, but you could take the 30% portion, you could reduce the sales price, you could apply it toward closing costs, you could apply it toward your down payment, or you could just take the cash. So if you'll sign that at the bottom. Rental property certification. The question is, do you or your spouse currently own real property other than your primary residence? If the answer is no, then just check the no box and sign at the bottom. If the answer is yes, then move through the other series of questions. Just so you know, we do have a policy that we hold the security deposits and the pet fees on your rental properties. We do all of the journal entries and all the accounting for the real estate commission, which will keep us both out of jail. The next form is the Association of Realtors form. And you agree to join one of the 4 associations within the 30 days of joining our company. So most of our agents are members of the Cobb or the Cherokee Association. It does not matter which one you join, whichever is most convenient for you. We do comply with federal antitrust law, so no price fixing and no collusion. Gosh, now you're going to have to reschedule your afternoon if you can't price fix. Next form is fair housing. We do comply with federal fair housing law, and we would expect that you would also comply with federal fair housing law. We have a non-discrimination policy, and we would expect that you would also have a non-discrimination policy. Should you have difficulty sleeping, our policies and procedures manual can be located online. And then your mastermind designation form. So on our calendar, you'll find masterminds listed in red. So you should look for the mastermind group that is listed on your form when you're looking at our calendar. And then, Keller Williams is a company by agents, about agents, and for agents. Our agents run the business. So your voice really matters. And there's two effects and two ways that it really matters. One, we would encourage you to become involved and have a voice in the policies and procedures of the company and how we run. The second opportunity is that these committees, these 7 committees, are chaired by our top producers, the top 20% Associate Leadership Council members. So it gives you an opportunity to be in close proximity with a very high producer, small group. Great opportunity to get to know them, what they do, how they work, and pick their brain a little bit. So whichever one of these committees makes your heart skip a beat, that's the one that you should select. New agent announcement information form is going to be your coming out announcement. We're going to send this to the office. We're going to send it out in the industry. So we're just asking you to give us a couple of lines on why you chose KW. You can bring this back when you meet with Brittany for your orientation and give you a little bit of time to unleash your creative writing skills. Thanks so much for coming in today. Congratulations on a great business decision. I look forward to helping you have a very successful real estate career. Bye.